St. Clair County RESA presents Dateline Schools, hosted by Terry Harrington.
All this week on Dateline Schools, we're taking a look at science and how the state has changed the science curriculum standards and benchmarks. And to give us some insight into this, my guest today on Dateline Schools is RESA science consultant Laura Chambless. And Laura, give us an idea, when we're talking about science, and I know that's a pretty broad topic, what are we really referring to as far as the classroom is concerned?
Well, at each grade level, every student will be studying life science, physical science, and earth science. And within those content areas, we will be working with engineering integrated in there.
Now, when we talk about the standards and benchmarks, that's really a K-12 thing. It's not just elementary or just middle school type of thing, right?
It's all K-12, and each grade level has their own content they'll be learning, but it kind of circulates through each grade level. So K2 will have the same concepts that they'll be taught, and then 3-5 will have the exact same concepts, but at a deeper level, and then 6-8 builds on that, and then 9-12 builds on that.
Got to be quite a challenge for teachers to come up with that, and especially for the specific grade levels, especially when we know how kids are working at different levels.
Well, it's really nice because one of the really big shifts in our new science standards is how do we bring everybody along? How does everybody make sense of these so that we're not just focused on facts and whoever can memorize a fact or who can't, but who can understand how things work in the world with science.
So what are some of the other differences between the new standards versus what we've had for the last few years?
Well, first of all, these new standards are a big change. Like, this is the biggest change in how to teach science in 150 years. So most of us have gone through school, and our grandparents have gone through school, reading and memorizing, doing a lab, and then writing up what happened in that lab to confirm what we read. And now everything is kind of being put backwards, so that now we're doing the lab first, and now we have to explain what's happening there through the science that we know.
Sounds like it's a good challenge for the kids.
They have to do more explaining. They have to use evidence and reason and to really figure out the world around them, and that's what this new science is all about.
Back with more tomorrow. For Dateline Schools, I'm Terry Harrington.